Hi, welcome, welcome, welcome. Let me know in the chat where you are joining in from. This is super, super exciting. And I am excited to be dishing out the 5 secret tips to helping sewing beginners on your sewing journey. Awesome, awesome, awesome. All right, so let's get into it. I'm going to be showing you how you can remove the overwhelm and frustration of learning how to sew so you can enjoy sewing and making the things that you want to make that actually fit you. I'm going to apologize in advance. This is the first time that I'm doing like a major presentation. So if there's any glitches or just anything unexpected happening, please bear with me. All right. Now, I value your time and I really appreciate that you decided to join me here today. But I would love that you get the full value of this presentation. And so, what does that mean for you? You have to turn off any distraction that might take you away from this presentation. So, for me, that would be keeping my broke little roommate away while I deliver all these secrets to you. So, if you have any distractions or anything that you think might be a distraction, I suggest that you put it away for the meantime so that you can focus and get value from this presentation. So I am a big advocate for sewing what you love. And sewing what you love starts with knowing what you love. So indulge me in this 5-minute exercise where I help you identify things that you love. So think about a time you were wearing something and you felt amazing. What exactly did you feel? Did you feel comfortable? Did you feel sexy? Did you feel like you were turning heads? What exactly were you wearing at that time? If you're like me, you probably have like some favorite pictures of different times, different events in your life. So I would say bring those up. They're probably like in your favorites folder. Bring those up and look at exactly what you were wearing at that time. I'll give you a minute or two to be able to look and figure out those pictures. But yeah, just go through the pictures, figure out a time or an event or something where you felt amazing, you felt comfortable, you felt sexy, and it doesn't have to be some major occasion. It could be at home, lounging. So yeah. So did you find some pictures? It doesn't have to be a lot. It could be even one picture. What made you feel amazing about that piece of clothing? Did it fit well? Did you like the way it flattered your curves? What was the occasion? What type of clothing was it? Now, I did the exact same exercise that I'm just telling you, and this was the picture that came to mind. Now, don't judge me. This was like 20 plus years ago. And yeah, but I looked at this picture and I was like, I looked good. I felt good. So yeah, and since we're dishing out secrets, shh, no one say anything about this picture because I don't think a lot of people have seen it. So again, think of a time where you were wearing something amazing and felt amazing. This was a time that I felt amazing. What exactly did you feel? I felt really sexy. I felt really confident in this dress, and I just loved it. Go through some pictures so you can get a visual. And this is my picture. This is my visual. What made you feel amazing about this piece of clothing? I loved it. So this was a halter neck, and I absolutely loved just the way it featured my shoulders and my arms. Well, back then I had like the guns without even trying. Let's not even ask about that today. So yes, I just loved the way it accentuated or just showed off my shoulders and my arms, and it was like a V-neck, almost like a deep V, but not too much. And it was almost like a high waist. And so I was conscious about my pooch back then, but not so much. And then just the flare of the skirt, because I don't have hips. And so I love like a flared circle skirt kind of thing. So I absolutely loved, felt really amazing. And just look at that pose. I felt amazing. And so that is the little exercise of knowing what it is that you love to wear. So you are in the right place if one, you are excited about learning how to sew clothes. Two, you have been overwhelmed and frustrated with figuring out what to successfully sew. And three, you want to sew clothes that actually fit you and your style. Put a number that you reside with, like that speaks to you in the comments. So if it's one, put a one in the comments in the chat. Put a two if that's you, and put a three if that is you. All right, I see ones, I see threes, I see twos. So yes, you are in the right place. And whatever the motivation that brought you here today, I am super excited and I fully support your decision. So I want to take a quick minute to introduce myself if we haven't met. My name is Monday of Monday's Threads and MondayChisenga.com. I am a sewing enthusiast, a seamstress, and an alterations specialist, and you may have seen a few of my viral videos on social media. This is my husband and our broke little roommate in the picture over there. And I love sewing so much, or rather, I loved sewing. What? I love sewing. I love sewing so much. I actually quit my day job, my 9-to-5 job, to pursue sewing full time and actually teach others what I have learned to sew. But here is what I want you to know. I have a passion for sharing my sewing knowledge with others, especially sewing beginners, because I totally understand the frustrations of learning how to sew and not quite being there, but not quite being a beginner. So I have done this through YouTube, one-on-one sewing classes, and serving others through my alteration services and custom services as well. My key is simplifying things for myself and others because I do not like to complicate things, and so keep it simple all the time. So, can you imagine what it would feel like to be able to sew the things that you love that actually fit you? Type a 1 if you actually can imagine that. Type a 1 in the chat. All right. So being able to sew what you love helps build your confidence as you learn how to sew. It eliminates wasted fabric. It helps you avoid hoarding sewing patterns and fabric. It helps you relieve wasted effort by making something you like and will wear rather than not completing something or completing something and not liking it. Okay, so by now you're probably saying, okay, Monday, I'm ready. Give me the deets. Help me out. Dish the secrets. So here goes. The secrets to successfully sewing the clothes that you love are, secret number 1 is to know your style. Doesn't that make sense? Because if you sew things that are your style, you have the motivation to be able to finish sewing them and you have the eagerness to want to wear them. And if you're like, but Monday, I don't know what my style is, I got you. So remember the little exercise that I had you do at the beginning of this presentation, where I had you pick out pieces of clothing or events or whatever it was that you were wearing that made you feel amazing. Yes, so it's the exact same thing with knowing your style. If you enjoy wearing those pieces of clothing, then guess what? That is your style. That is what you should wear more of, and that is what you should sew more of. So a quick example of this was when I was working with a client. She had me make a custom dress, custom dress. So we looked through some inspiration that she had, and she wanted me to make that. And so for her first fitting, she came on over and she fit the dress. And to me, the dress it looked pretty good. It looked pretty good on her, but she hardly said anything. And I was like, okay, well, I mean, she doesn't seem to be saying anything. And she didn't really have like an expression of excitement. So I let it go and she left. She still didn't really say much and she left. And about maybe an hour after she left, she sent me a text and she was like, can we change my dress because I am not feeling it? And I was like, ma'am, I made a whole dress. We did a whole fitting and you were not feeling it and you didn't even tell me. And so I extended some grace because sometimes it can be frustrating when a client doesn't really communicate what it is that she wants. And so I went through the same exercise that I did with you and I asked her, I was like, okay, since you're not feeling this dress, you need to show me pieces of clothing that you actually feel. Oops, sorry, almost toppled my laptop here. You need to give me an exercise. I'm sorry. You need to give me some pictures of times that you were wearing something and you felt amazing. So she sent me a few pictures and she was like, oh, I was at this wedding and I loved this dress. And I was at this place and I loved this dress. And I was like, so that was the inspiration that you needed. You didn't need to look anywhere else other than what you've already worn and what made you feel amazing. And so went ahead, changed the dress, and as soon as she came for her next fitting, she loved the dress. So yes, it pays to know your style, okay? You can do that by just referring to the things that you already love to wear. All right, secret number 2. Know what your actual body measurements are. This is not only for sewing. This applies to buying clothing as well. Because I have faced a lot of clients, alterations, clients that need me to try and um, let out some clothing, all because they had ordered the wrong size. And by actual body measurements, I mean measure your bust, measure your waist, measure your hip, all the measurements that, all the body parts that need to be measured. You should be able to measure them and know what they are. Write them down, know what they are. So this is not only for ready to wear clothing. This also happens. This is a major complaint with a lot of people who are learning to sew using sewing patterns. And they will get a sewing pattern and think that it translates to ready to wear clothing when it actually doesn't. So once they get that, they're like, this didn't fit me because it wasn't my size. But the truth is, you really didn't know what your actual measurements were to be able to compare those to your sewing pattern. So we're not doing the letter sizing, the small, large, XL. You want a chart of your actual number measurements. Okay? Yes. All right. So secret number 3. Understand that sewing might be a hobby for you, but it's really big business. Now, I bet you're like, okay, that's weird, Monday. What do you mean? I simply mean that you have to be aware of what you are consuming. Don't fall into the trap of buy, 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 and just buying things that you don't need. Put a 1 in the comments if you like a good sale. Doesn't matter what it is. As long as the price is right, you're on it. So put a 1 in the comments if that's you, because listen, that's me. I like a good sale. Buy now and think how I'm going to use it later. So yeah, so in regards to sewing patterns and fabrics, we can kiki and laugh about how much fabric and patterns we accumulate. But the thing is that when you do that, you'll probably never sew, rather never use it. Fabric you'll probably buy, oh, pretty fabric, and you'll be like, it's too pretty for me to cut into. Or you get a pattern, which later you'll be like, why did I even buy this? So how are you going to Sew the things that you love when you don't even use the things that you already have, right? And this is a big realization. This was a big realization for me after I sat back and looked at how many patterns I had, how much fabric I had, and I was never going to use them. I was never going to use them. And so be intentional about what you're buying, because I always have nightmares that if I died, God forbid, or even before, that I would be on an episode of Hoarders with all these patterns and fabric everywhere. So, yes, so just be intentional. These businesses are going to be, they've been here for years, they're going to be here for years. Buy what you need, what you will use. All right. All right. So, secret number 4 is you know more than you think you do. In my sewing course, I have had my students do a quick fabric identification where they help me name common types of fabrics, and it's amazing to see how much you actually know. So I'm going to do the quick exercise with you. Type a 1 in the comments if you've ever heard of jeans or denim fabric, right? Type a 2 in the comments if you have ever heard of cotton fabric. Yeah? Okay. Type a 3 if you've heard of spandex, right? So there, you're a fabric expert. You know all those fabrics. So that goes for fit as well. You know how you want your clothes to fit. You know how you want your clothes to look. You know which body parts you want hidden away. You know what body parts you want accentuated. You know what body parts you want to highlight. So as you learn to sew, trust what you already know, and don't be overwhelmed by the things that you think that you need to know. Trust the things that you already know, because you do know more than you think you do. And I wonder, how did people do it back in the day? Like, we have so much information today, so much information overload, so many ways of doing things, but how did people make clothing or do other things in the past 500 years ago? I don't think they were as complex as they are today. So yes, trust yourself, because you know more than you think you do. And secret number 5 is there really isn't a strict way of doing things. Um, you just have to be really comfortable enough with your mix, because we all have different levels of completion. Some people are really anal about how things need to be finished, and that's fine. Some people are like, no, this is good enough. And that is okay. Unless you're being judged or you need to pass an exam and you need to know those things, which you're not, because you would be in fashion school, not listening to to my 5 secrets. So give yourself grace, because things don't need to be perfect, and don't let the gurus try and talk you down or talk you out of what you are doing, because like I said, there really isn't a strict way of doing things. Okay. Listen, these secrets were good. Even I'm like, oh my gosh, these are good. Put a 1 in the comments if you think these are like really, really good secrets. And I have a bonus secret for you, which is use your clothing as a reference. I've kind of like hinted to this before, but yes, use your clothing as a reference. If you don't know how to finish something, or if you don't know how something was cut, if you don't know, like I said, how it was finished, how it should fit, study the clothing that you already have. See how it was made. See how it was sewn together. Reference how it fits. And if you like the fit of that piece of clothing, then that is the fit that you should be wearing. Every time I do alterations, I will ask my client, how does it fit? how does it feel? And this is mostly because they will be asking me, how does it look? I'm like, ma'am, you're the one wearing the clothing. You're the one who knows how it fits, how it feels, how it looks. So how does it fit to you? How does it look to you? And so that's what you should go by. Don't overwhelm yourself and don't frustrate yourself trying to figure out like complex things. You just use your clothing. You know what you like, you know what you love, you know how you like things to fit. So use that as a reference, right? Yeah. So, with those 5 secrets, do you see how you can actually sew the things that you love that fit you? Type a 1 in the comments if this made sense to you. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, but if you are saying, Monday, I get it, I really do, but I need a little bit more. I need to see this in action. All right, so no problem, I got you. If that is the case, I would love to invite you to my sewing course, Love It, Sew It, Work It. By the end of this course, you will successfully complete a standard basic sewing project, know how to pick styles you will enjoy sewing and wearing. You will master picking the right sewing patterns and fabric for you. You will know how to successfully read a sewing pattern, know how to sew with a pattern even when sewing instructions are a little bit confusing or hard to read. You will master how to tweak a sewing pattern to create your own unique looks, known as pattern hacking. You will master how to clone your own clothes so you can be able to recreate them. And you will know how to do alterations on clothes you sew or clothes that you actually buy. So my sewing course is broken into about 4 modules or section. And the first one is the pre-work module. This one consists of course, the pre-work intro, mindset and expectation. You must have sewing tools. And these are basic sewing tools that you have that I use. Nothing complex because remember, simplicity. Getting familiar with fabric. Remember the exercise that I had you do because you know more than you think you do. So yeah, getting familiar with fabric, getting comfortable with your sewing machine and your first sewing project. And I have a little exercise at the end to just see what it is that you have learned so far. And so that is 7 lessons, which are worth about $350. So the next modules are the Love It module, where we have the Love It intro. We have identifying your style. I go in depth about that. Finding inspiration looks to sew and introducing you to sewing patterns and what they are. That module is 4 lessons and it's worth about $200. We have the Sew It module, which is of course, the Sew It intro, fail-proof pattern completion, even when instructions are unclear. This is a struggle for a lot of people, even to this day. I struggle with reading sewing patterns, but I have a way that I'm always successful when I do a sewing pattern. And so that's what I'll be teaching you in there. Successfully completing a sewing pattern, successfully sewing with a pattern. And in that Sew It section, we have 4 lessons, which are worth $600. We have the Work It section, where we have the pattern hacking and adding your style touch. We have the Clone the Clothes That You Love section, and alterations to make clothing fit you perfectly. This module is 3 lessons, and it is worth $300. The total value of all these modules is over $1,000 because we have our pre-work about $350, the Love It $200, Sew It $600, and the Work It section, which is about $300. So when you enroll in the Love It, Sew It, Work It course, you get access to 4 weeks of video trainings. You have access to a members-only Love It, Sew It, Work It Facebook group. You have access to me as your sewing instructor through Facebook weekly group live question and answer sessions. And of course, you have lifetime access to the course and any updates that I make. As a bonus, you get my free Love It, Sew It, Work It sewing planner, which goes for $10. And this is really my lifesaver. Everything that I do, plan in my business, this is what I use. Remember, I said measurements. It has a measurement chart. If you want to plan out your sewing, it has pages where you can plan out your sewing, and failing to plan is planning to fail. So you need to plan out. So it's really perfect. And I should really price it more than $10, but that's what it is going for. And you get that for free as a bonus when you enroll in my course. You also get the Monday's Threads free Ankara Cami maxi dress sewing pattern. So you will see the actual dress, but I am going to give that to you free, and it comes with the whole sewing pattern and a video tutorial showing you how to make the dress. Also, as a bonus, you get 4 once a week 2-hour live project sew along tutorials. So this is projects, and I think we'll decide on what we want to make, but for the 4 weeks, once a week, I will put aside 2 hours so we can do a live sew along together, and that is valued at $800, and that will be included in the course. Now, I want you to know that I am not special. I am not any different from you. I did not go to design school. I did not go to fashion school. I am self-taught. I have learned and practiced over the years, and I don't use any special resources or tools. And to be honest, all of that overwhelms me. But what goes for me is that I have found a simplified and proven way to be able to achieve all of these things that I want. And I am successful. Well, I think I'm successful. Well, I know I'm successful because every day when I make something, I'm like, yes, I love this. I am rocking this. So this only works if you do the work. And believe me, friend, I know that this works because I am living proof. I do it for myself. I do it for other people. So if you do the work and you are still not satisfied, and you show me that you have done the work, and within 14 days, you say, this is not working out for me, I will gladly give you a refund. Okay, so I have a money back guarantee. Now, right about now, I bet you're wondering, okay, you're telling me all of this, Monday, but how much is this going to cost me? And the truth is, in total, I can actually charge about $2,200. Don't clutch your pearls. I know it's absurd. And I know you're like, I don't know about that. But all the struggles that you might be facing, all of the things that you're going through, this is value. This is a good value. Just think about it. Fabric you've accumulated. Remember, I said I have fabric patterns, botched projects, clothing that you buy that don't fit, sewing lessons that you've probably taken but still didn't find useful, the frustration, the overwhelm, all of that adds up. I know if you're like me, you're probably at that point where I was starting out and you were just like, yeah, this is not working out. So I totally understand your frustration. And I also understand that these are hard times. Financial situations, budgets might be different. So because of that, I will be offering my course at $199 instead of the $2,200. So listen, we can start clapping right now because this is a steal, right? They're like $2,200, $199. Pick the steal. I promise you, you won't regret it. So in addition to the $199, I do have a 3-month payment plan of $79 a month for 3 months. And if you would love to get started today, that is the price that it would be, $79 today, and 2 more payments of $79 every 30 days after. But whatever you choose, the program is waiting for you as soon as you make that purchase. So choose whatever makes sense for you at this time. You can make a purchase at the link provided, and I will have that available, but that is the link on the screen. And again, you can start clapping your hands because it is not $2,200. You are getting the course for $199. So when you do make the purchase, so when you go to the site, this is what you will be seeing. So you will go to the link that I have provided. It will take you to this page right here, and you want to click enroll in course, or you could go through the whole page just to see and make sure what you're enrolling in. There's so much information there, and everything is laid out nicely. So yes, you can go through the page, and once you click enroll, it will take you down to the payment area, and this is what you're going to see: enroll and love it so it work it today. And these are the payment options that I have. So we have the full pay of $199, the monthly plan for $79, and we have a VIP full pay of $299 and a payment plan of $109. What is the VIP plan? You're probably asking. That is simply more one-on-one time or coaching with me. So choose the option that works best for you. Once you pick one of those payments, it will take you to your checkout page where you can select which option suits you and go ahead and scroll down to the bottom and pay. So this is the page. This is what it looks like. And once that's done, once you make your payment, a little thank you page comes up. Congratulations on becoming a member of Love It So It Work It. And I have a little video there just letting you know how thankful I am and excited I am to be working with you. So once you get through that page and you click course, start course, it takes you to this page over here. And the pre-work module is available as soon as you log in. So you can get right into work. But each module is then released the next week after. So I don't want you to get overwhelmed. I mean, sometimes we're so eager to go through everything and finish everything, but pacing is everything. I want you to pace yourself and just be able to absorb the knowledge. 4 weeks seems like a long time, but it really isn't. Right? So I don't want you to get overwhelmed. So yes, so start here. That's a course curriculum, and I went through all the modules with you. So this is what that will look like. So once again, if you're ready to get started, the full pay is $199. The monthly plan is $79, 3 payments of $79. The VIP full payment is $299. Three payments of $109 again for the VIP. And again, VIP is simply more one-on-one coaching with me. So choose the option that best works for you. All right, so I know some of you are like, Monday, but we got questions. I know. I have the answers. I have the answers. So few of the questions that came in. Let me see, let me pull up my questions. All right, so question 1. How do I know this course is for me? So I will let you answer a few of these questions. Do you want to learn how to sew clothes? Do you sew, but you still struggle with what to sew, how to pick the right things to sew, or even struggle with completing a sewing project successfully? I want to learn to sew, but I need a little more hand-holding. So if you answered those questions, or if you can relate to those questions, then this course is for you, okay? So how long will it take for me to get through the course? The course is 4 weeks, as I mentioned earlier. I release each module each week. You can go through at your own pace, and when you have questions, I am available for you to reach out, okay? So the next question is, do I have to buy now? Well, the course enrollment is open, and it will only be open until Thursday, February the 3rd. So I would say go ahead and buy now, because life happens and we easily forget to do what we said we're going to do. So if you are able at this point to buy, I would say go ahead and buy now. And the link is provided. And let me see the next question. Oh, what if I only want alterations? Or, sorry, what if I only want the alterations part of this course? To be honest, the key to alterations is having a good foundation or good foundation knowledge. So if you still feel unsure or not confident in being able to do simple alterations, I would say go ahead and enroll so that we can get your foundation set. But if not, I am very confident that you have everything that you need to be able to do even the alterations, simple alterations, because alterations are fairly doable. So if you have your sewing foundations down pat, you got this. You got this. All right. Next question is, what will I be able to make after your sewing course? So I will also include 2-hour live workshops where I will cover foundational pieces that you should know how to sew as a sewing beginner. Things like an easy top, things like a gathered skirt, circle skirt, simple pants. At the end of this course, you should be confident in being able to make those things and using sewing patterns. So yes, I will have 2-hour weekly live workshops where we can do that. And if you can't make those, that's fine. I will have replays available. All right. Next question. I have a very busy schedule. I don't have time. And that's valid. I absolutely believe you. But I also believe that there's a reason why you came to this session. There was something that you're looking for. If you're looking for secrets, it's something that you are, something that you are looking for. And so it's important for you to make time for the things that you want to help advance you, right? So we make time for the things that are important. It doesn't have to be a lot of time, especially with sewing. All you need is 30 minutes. 30 minutes a day can accomplish a lot, okay? So if you set aside and even put a timer and say 30 minutes, this is what I'm going to do. Once that timer is done, that's it. I'm walking away and doing whatever else it is that I need to do. Okay, so if you have any more questions, be sure to message me or leave them in the chat. I will get back to you, or I will get back to them when I can. Thank you so much for making time to be able to view this presentation. And I really hope to see you in the Love It, Sew It, Work It course so we can work together. Once again, one-time purchase of $199, monthly plan, 3 payments of $79 per month, 3 payments, or the VIP one-time payment of $299 where you get one-on-one coaching with me, or the VIP payment plan that is 3 payments of $109 for 3 months. So whatever plan works for you, please be sure to pick that. All right, so this was really good, and I hope you learned something from the little secrets that I gave you. Again, I am looking forward to seeing you in the course, and I hope you have an amazing day. Thank you for joining me.